certainly come in handy for this job, but I feel weird spraying it out in the forest, so we'll make do without it. To be honest, I have no idea what the story is with this thing, so hopefully we'll be prepared.
Yeah.
It'll take about 30 minutes of uphill hiking to get to this bike, and when we finally do, a story will unfold. What really happened on that day? Did this bike really get left up there purposely? Or was this the result of a crash? Is there a body up there too? I don't suppose any of you would just leave your beloved bike unattended, let alone out in the woods. So what happened? Alright, I'm way over hiking uphill at this point. If somebody gave up that descent to just toss their bike off trail and hike down, there must have been something really wrong with it. So, yeah, I got my work cut out for me. Well, I don't see a body anywhere, or a path of destruction leading towards the bike, but the front wheel sure is tacoed. That means this bike was heaved off the trail in what looks to me like a textbook rage quit. I think the story goes like this. Dude invested minimally in mountain biking, and even less in maintenance. That's fine, but he then rode his poorly maintained bike up the mountain, experienced a massive failure less than a mile into the descent, and was faced with the task of dragging it 3 miles back to the trailhead. Instead of taking responsibility and hiking down with his mistake, he chucked his bike off the ridge in a hissy fit. Classy. By the way, this dude, whose name is also Seth, stopped to help me pull this bike out, which was very cool. Much appreciated. Judging by the wear on the tires, I don't think he really, and it must have been a he, didn't ride this very much with it.
You got like the rust on there, probably rode it once in 2001. You guys really think you can get that rideable?
Yeah, I think I can get it rideable. The question is, am I going to be able to get the front brake working? I know from experience this isn't fun to ride down. It's worth mentioning that this bike could have very easily been wheeled out, just like this, as I'm sure many of you have done in these situations. Now to get to work on his front wheel. When a rim is this angled,
Connor, did you say yeah?
But it can be made better. First, start by bending it back manually as much as you can. The fact that this wheel bent back so easily is not surprising, but the initial bend was likely the result of loose spoke. Not bad.
I have to pay stuff as well.
Indeed, these spokes are loose as brakes, so I'll start by putting an even amount of tension on them all, and then adjusting the spokes to get the wheel as straight as humanly possible. This is called truing, and it's normally done on a truing stand. These pins help determine where the rim is bowing out. At the apex of the bow, locate the closest spoke pulling from the opposite side of the hub, and tighten it a quarter turn. You continue to repeat this process until the wheel is dead straight. This particular wheel will never be dead straight, but I can make it dramatically better than it was. I'm using this scissor to locate the bows, and then a spoke wrench to make the adjustments.
What? Sure, I think we're going frosty anyway.
After about 20 minutes of fussing around with this wheel, it's spinning freely and holding its shape. It might make it back to the car. Alright, so that's as good as this wheel's gonna get. It's, you know, no good. This wheel's gonna have to go in the garbage, but today we're gonna ride it down. As long as all the spokes are tight and I don't go too hard on it, it should make it to the bottom without just folding in half again. The next thing we have to do is make this bike, it's not going to be safe to descend on, but I have to make it possible to descend on, so I need some kind of working brake. I could have supplied myself a little better in the brake department, but even a full cable and housing set would have been too costly for this endeavor. The cable housing is just not moving smoothly. I'm going to put a shift cable inside of here. There should be less friction. I'm using a smaller gauge gear cable in the original front brake housing to cut down on friction. And it seems to be working.
Like shooting.
These are gonna rub, but that's just inevitable. Brake is working. At least enough to slow the bike down. The rear brake is pretty much seized, but you can get it kind of working.
Break this wall,
I'm also installing this very simple chain guide to prevent the drivetrain from getting jammed up on the way back. Many of you know all too well the kind of destruction that can cause. As for the tires, They're dry rotted, but miraculously holding air.
Hey, Reg,
So we'll pump them back up to a reasonable pressure and call it a day. This isn't going to be like the other videos where I rip down the mountains irresponsibly fast on a death trap. The tires on this bike are dry rotted and let's face it, the front wheel has been brought back from the dead.
I'm so low.
It's like you're kind of holding on to the brake. Oh, you're straight. So one thing about this bike, it's actually really good. The seat is amazing. I already took the trip to Whistler this summer and intend not to ride it long enough to enjoy it. I'm more self-control to try and be stupid on the thing. If you've ever descended on one of these bikes, you know that it's even more exhausting than climbing. But I still maintain that it's always a great day when you're on a bike. Even this bike.
Where is it? No, using get in the mountain. She actually goes. Go polar.
I have no room for this bike in my house, and to make it safe again would require 2 new tires, a new rim, a set of cables, and brake pads. That vastly exceeds the cost of this bike, so we're going to do a little experiment. This 5-gallon bucket will be filled with any and all ferrous metals belonging from this bike. In this pile, the aluminum.
Oh no!
All else, unfortunately, will end up in the landfill. But these metals will go towards building a better tomorrow. And getting me reimbursed for my time and labor. Hi, Brian.
What should it say?
This isn't an old one here that you can't told you about. Wow.
Oh, I'm coming right here.
At this point, Burnham Creek has everything we need to ride, work, and hang out. But there's one problem I still have to solve. The mess that is bike washing. Granted, this isn't a big problem, but I wash enough bikes where it makes sense to grab a permanent solution. One that doesn't involve getting mud on my house or wrecking the lawn.
Wow.
My wife suggested I build a wash station to contain the mess. So I thought, what would be the perfect amount of overkill? A good bike wash station should be in a spot with drainage. The DOT dug this trench along my property line, which happens to be close to my driveway and my hose. To make it suitable for a wash station, I'll need to do a bit of landscaping. The ground is pretty uneven, but we'll need work. Now that we've chosen a spot, we need a plan. To me, the most important part is a platform that water can pass through, so you're not standing in the crap you just hose off your bike. Next, we need something to hold the bike off the platform, to make it easier to reach. Finally, a place to hold brushes and wash solution. The hose isn't so important to me since I have one nearby. Now to get some supplies and start building. We'll use 4x4s as posts and planks to build a platform that water can pass through. To hold the bike off the platform, we'll use these pipe fittings to make a horizontal bar at the top. For wash solution, we'll use this granite soap dispenser from Target, which looks more like a murder weapon than a soap dispenser. The wash station will have a footprint of 4 feet by 6 feet.
Yeah, you know,
First, we'll frame out the platform with 2x6s, so we'll have a visual aid for the rest of the project.
Yeah, he's got
I'm doing this in a driveway to ensure the platform is flat and even. Then I'll just carry the whole thing over here and line it up. As you may know, I'm not a construction expert, so trial and error is a big part of my methodology.
Where are we going?
To get this platform level, my strategy was to locate the post supporting the platform, and then use a level to adjust the depth. If there's a better way to do this, I don't have the tools or experience, but in the end, my method worked. The only problem was cutting the excess off the 4x4s, which proved to be challenging and probably not very safe. The inside of the platform was getting in the way of my saw guard, so I considered taking it all apart to make the cuts. Instead, I decided to do the smart thing for once.
That ugly ass
That makes more
center
sense.
mid. Oh my god.
With the frame leveled and secured, it was time to set up the bike hanger, which meant digging another post hole and securing an 8-foot 4x4 to the back of the platform.
I'm gonna have to look at this. Yeah, let me go.
We'll attach our pipe and hooks to this later, but first the deck plank. I cut 6 8-foot planks in half to make 12 4-foot planks. To ensure ample drainage, I used a pencil to fix them evenly.
Talk to him. Have you done it yet, Leon?
Let's have a quick look at another firm condition. My backyard trail system is home to quite a few critters. To keep them all entertained, we installed the Squirrel Party 5000. It's a rotating strip of wood with a counterweight on one end and a piece of dried corn on the other. When a squirrel climbs up to get the corn, well, that's when the party starts. Plan on building one of these. It's important to cut these notches on the end so the squirrels don't get their legs caught. Squirrels also vary in size depending on where you live, so the counterweight balance point can be adjusted accordingly. Back to the bike wash station, which is starting to look like something. To hold the bike up, I'm using an end flange to mount the pipe parallel to the platform. I added a cap on the end to keep the bike from sliding off. I'm also mounting hooks to this post to hold brushes. Finally, a little shelf for that granite dispenser, all loaded up with non-toxic bike wash soap. The bike wash station is complete, and there's only one thing left to do. Now that we have a bike to wash, I can show you the concept. You hang your bike by the seat so it's up high and easy to access. This also makes it so the dirt falls off and away from your bike. I usually start by soaking everything with the hose. Then I soap up a brush and get to work.
Alright, go get your reboot now.
To clean the wheels, I use a brush with stout bristles to really scrub the grime from between the spokes. Rinse, repeat. As planned, the water falls through the cracks and meanders down the hill with the rest of the runoff. You're never standing in the mud or a puddle of water, and there's no mess to speak of. With a proper wash station, I'll be less likely to avoid washing my bike. And now anyone I ride with is probably going to want to stop by my bike wash station before they go home. Being that it's good for cleaning bikes, the wash station may even come in handy for cleaning other things. So there you have it, my very functional but rather unnecessary mountain bike wash station. You gotta admit, it looks better than those weeds and the drainage trench behind it. And if you've ever had a hard time finding a good place to wash your bike, you know firsthand how nice it is to have. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.